Hello and welcome to another art video. In today's video I'm going to be going through my colouring book collection. I don't have hundreds of colouring books like some people, but I do have a pretty large collection that I've built up over a couple of years. And I know there's a lot of people out there who love colouring books just like me and might be interested in having a look through my collection. So I'm going to start off with these two books I've got by Good Wives and Warriors. I think they're Australian based. First of all, there's Escape to Wonderland, which is Alice in Wonderland themed. I'll show you all the pictures that I've completed, but I haven't actually done that many pictures, and some of the books I haven't done any at all. So in this one here I was just practicing some skin tones, but I never ended up finishing that picture. This one I finished and I recorded that on video, so that's actually on my YouTube channel if you'd like to watch that video. It's just a speed colouring, so there's no speaking in it. It's just a speed colouring with music in the background. So these little books are lovely because it's really lovely artwork, and they're not too large, they're not massive projects because the book's quite small. So if you're like me and you get a little bit bored with massive projects, then these little books are ideal. That's one I completed, that crab. And I think that's about it. Oh no, that one, completed that one, that cat. I recorded that as well, so that's available to watch on my channel. This is one I was trying with watercolour. This is a watercolour background, and it wasn't too bad. It hasn't, if you can see, I'll show you the edge of the page, it hasn't wrinkled up that much. So I was quite pleased with that, so I'll probably finish that off at some point. It's a full 2-page and it's a lovely picture. All the teapots and loads of flowers. I think I did the back page, and that's it. I did the back page in coloured pencil, and I haven't finished the cat yet. So that's that book. A really good quality books, really lovely. So that's the Escape to Wonderland, and this is the Escape to Christmas Past. Now I haven't done any of these, I don't think, but it's a lovely red print on the inside of the dust cover. I'll just give a quick flick through. I can't go through every page of every book because the video would just be like about 4 days long. So if there's any of these books that you'd like me to do a flick through video, like if you want to see every page, just put it in the comments below, and I really don't mind making videos on individual books and like showing you the full book. I think you can get more books in by these people. I'm sure that's not the only two, but it's the only two I have. And then I've got this Christmas one, which is The Magical Christmas by Lizzie Mary Cullen. And again, I haven't done any yet. Bought this last Christmas actually, and I still haven't done any, but they're amazing pictures, amazing artwork. So that's that one. And I've got this one by the same artist. This is a popular book, The Magical City. I've seen quite a few people making videos, colouring videos with this book. I haven't actually coloured anything in it yet myself, but They're all based on famous cities. Like this is Camden in London, I think. It's hard to tell, yeah, but they're all it's hard to tell which is which when it's just in black and white. But they're all, like, obviously that's Paris. They're all based on famous cities, I think. All of them are. Or maybe just some of them are. I'm definitely going to have to have a go in this book at some point. It's absolutely lovely. So that's that one. Next there's Mini Marota's Animal Kingdom. Now these are really tiny little complex pictures to colour. They've got tiny little spaces, so they're probably better with fine liners, or if you're using pencils you would need a very sharp point. I mean, some of these little leaves here, they're absolutely, I'll zoom in, they're absolutely minuscule. So that's all animals, mainly animals, insects and whatnot, but just gorgeous. So I haven't done any of those yet. I need to get cracking. And Mini Marota's Tropical Wonderland. So this is more tropical, like tropical animals and plants. Again, it's very, very tiny little details to colour. So I've started on this one with my fine liners. I think I did this, I think this was before I got into coloured pencils that I did that, because I started off with the fine liners, the Steadtler fine liners, and I bought them when I bought the Secret Garden by Joanna Basford. My first ever colouring book my sister bought me for Christmas, and that's what like got me into colouring books. So then I went and bought the Secret Garden by Joanna Basford, and she recommended, or actually I think it was people in the reviews underneath the book were recommending the Steadtler Tri-Plus fine liners. So I got them, and they are good for these tiny little detail books, but they're not good for colouring larger spaces. So then obviously I moved on to coloured pencils, and I got the Prismacolor, I got the Polychromos coloured pencils, and I used the Polychromos for a while, but then I fancied getting the Prismacolors, so I got the Prismacolors as well. So I use both. I use Prismacolors and Polychromos, and I don't use the fine liners anymore. If I come back to, like, maybe in these type of books I would use the fine liners. That's a cute little picture. That's that one. And then next I've got the Animorphia, which is quite a well-known book. A lot of people have got this. I've only actually done one picture. I'm going to order the Imagimorphia. I think that's how you say it, Imagimorphia, which is the second book by this artist, which looks absolutely amazing. So I'm going to order that shortly. So these are all, if you haven't seen this book, it's really unusual. The pictures kind of start off as like a serious drawing of an animal, and then they morph into these all this little doodle art. So it's really, really unusual and different and amazing. It's amazing art. I mean, obviously if you look at that, the artist's like brilliant at drawing. So I've only done one of these pictures. I'll show you which one. So this is the one that I've done. It's the octopus. There's two octopus, and this was my favourite picture. This is why I did this one first. So I did this with Polychromos pencils, and I recorded it, so there is a video on my channel. It's a 3-part video. There's no speaking, there's just music, so I'm not explaining what I'm doing, but it's pretty simple to follow because all I'm doing is colouring these little dots in. I'll just zoom in all different colours, so it was quite time consuming. So I did one with coloured dots and like a grey background, and I did the other one with more like reddy pink dots and like a creamy background, but it looks more like it ended. I was trying to do like a cream background, but it ended up looking more like a rose gold, and I was quite pleased with how it turned out. So that's that, if you'd like to watch that video. Yeah, so that's the Anamorphia. Okay, so next I'm going to go through the Joanna Basford books. I've got the Joanna Basford Secret Garden, obviously I've already mentioned. There's just something so special about these books. They're just so lovely. Just absolutely love them. So see what I've done. They've gone a bit yellowy over time. I think the paper's gone a bit yellowy. Okay, so this is, it's not the first colouring in that I did, but I think it's probably the second colouring in I did. I haven't finished it. I used lots of different materials on it. I've used Fineliners, I've used pastel pencils, and I've used Inktense pencils. So it's very dull looking because first of all I was trying to colour the background in the Inktense pencil, and it was just, I'll just zoom in. It was just a complete mess, and I didn't really have much experience in using coloured pencils either. So I decided to go over it with the pastel pencil. I used the pencils because I can't stand the touch of the chalky pastel on my fingers. It goes right through me. So I used pastel pencils. And the page it's just all dull and chalky and crap. And then I coloured these in Inktense pencils. Like it's not really very good, but I did improve as I've gone on. I can see like my colouring definitely improved. So this is like, it's not too bad, but it probably looks better on camera than it does in real life. In real life it doesn't really look very good. This is just, I just use pages like this for like practicing different colours together and things. And again, this is on video. I videoed this one. By the time I did this one, I got better at shading the leaves and stuff. I was learning about, you know, the light source and where the light source comes in from, and so this was really good for practice for working all that out. Like I was imagining where the light source was coming from, and then working out in my head which parts of the leaves the light would touch and which parts would be in shade. And it was really, I found this picture in particular with all these leaves really good practice for working that out. And the more you practice, the easier it gets. Did this as well. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous at the time when I did it. and now I think there's just too many bright colours altogether. I did that just using 3 colours. That was with Fineliners as well. And that was the first one I did. That was the first picture I ever did. With Fineliners and yellow pastel pencil in the background. And then I went over these red leaves with some red pastel. I'd already coloured them in red with the Fineliners, and then I went over them with the red pastel pencil, and it just transferred onto that side of the page. So that wasn't a very good idea. But like I said, that was my first ever colouring in, so I'm sure I've definitely improved since then. And I think that's all I've done in the Secret Garden, I think. Oh, and this one. So I did that with coloured pencil. Just like a multicoloured tray. You can see all the leaves are multicolour, and I have a video of that one as well if you'd like to watch that. Just go to my channel. And then that's just me practicing different materials. So that's the Secret Garden. Now the Enchanted Forest, I've actually got 2 copies of the Enchanted Forest because I bought my niece one for Christmas, and I've been trying to like get her interested in art, but she's just not interested at all. So she said I could have it back just to practice in. So the one that I've had it longer, and for some reason it's gone. You think that like we smoked in the house or something, but nobody smokes in this house, and it's gone all yellow down the edge. I don't know if you can see, just over time it's just like yellowed. I mean, it's not in any sunlight or anything, it's just on my bookshelf, so I don't know why that's happened. So I did that with the Fineliners. I'm basically not happy with anything I've ever done with the Fineliners. Done that with pencil. There's a video on that one on my channel. This is me just using this page just to practice with different colours. My niece coloured that one in before I actually bought her the book herself. But then she's never used the book, so she gave me it back and said I could just use it to practice in. This is me practicing some acrylic paint. This is white acrylic paint here. I was just going to practice going over it with coloured pencil. But I painted it on, and then I never really got around to doing anything else with it. I've done this one in coloured pencil, and that video is on my channel if you want to watch that one. And that's it, that's all I've done in the Enchanted Forest. Lost Ocean. Haven't done anything in this. Don't think I have. Oh yeah, practicing. This is me practicing different colours with each, to try and see what colours look nice with other colours. Yeah. So I just use them kind of pages for practicing colours for other pages. it's good because if you do things like this, then if you kind of like stuck for what colours to use, if you want to do a picture and you think, oh, I'm not sure what looks nice with what, then you can use these to refer back to see which looks good. Like for example, I think those colours look lovely, absolutely lovely. All the little multicolours and the blue background. And this one here, I like this one, which is greys and pink and red. So it's like grey, black, pink and red. It's a nice combination of colours. And this looks nice as well, I think. I mean, some of them don't. This didn't really work, and this didn't really work. And that, it's not very nice, or that. So, but it's good practice for picking colours. And then the Magical Jungle, which is our newest book. And that's the only one I've done. I've just done that's literally just gone on my channel a few days ago, and that's with watercolour. The slight buckling to the page, you can see how it's buckled slightly there. You can see on the back. It's not too bad though. I mean, I just don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. I mean, this hasn't been back on the bookshelf and closed and pushed back on the. Once this goes back on the bookshelf and it's tightly shut for quite a while, that'll flatten out even more, I think. And then you can see there's absolutely no bleed through. There's no colour come through that at all from the watercolours. So this book takes watercolour really well. I mean, you could probably even put something over that and then iron it flat if that really, if you know, if the wrinkling bothers you. But I was really pleased, really pleased with how that turned out, like how it took the watercolour. So that's the only one I've done in the Magical Jungle so far. Okay, now I've got these books here, and they're all like the same kind of paper, like they're the same publisher or something, but they're all like made from kind of like cheap printer paper. So I got this one, Alderney colouring book, or Alderney, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. So it's got, you know, some scenes like this. I really bought it because I liked the picture on the front cover and I wanted to colour in some street scenes. So I thought it would be full of those type of scenes. So we start off and there is like a scene with some buildings in, and then they're just mainly like beach scenes and things. I don't really know what that is. There's a building. Now that's a pretty simple picture. I mean, it's not great. I think I paid about £6 or £7 for it as well, and I wasn't really impressed with it, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, really, what is that? Look at that and I feel like I've been ripped off. Like, what is it? How is that artwork to colour in? I've no idea what it's supposed to be. They're pretty simple pictures, like. And that's the one that I bought the book for. But I haven't coloured any of them in yet. I think that's the only one I'm going to do, is that one, which was on the front page, and it's cost me about £7 just for that, because the rest of the pictures are just I don't know what to say about them. Just unimpressive. That's quite nice. It's okay. And as it's just like cheaper printer paper, I'll have to transfer it onto some better paper. So I wasn't impressed with that. This is similar sort of book, but I think this was only like about £4 or £5, and I think it's different paper because when I coloured on this with coloured pencil, I was quite impressed at how the pencil went on. I'm just feeling to see if it's the same paper. I don't think it's the same publisher or anything because the paper feels a little bit different and the front feels a little bit different. But like I say, I think this was about like £4.99 or something. And it's obviously the artwork's a hell of a lot nicer than that other one. And there's, you know, there's lots of nice flower pictures and that in it. So that's Bee Garden by Deanne Black. And this is Sherry Baldy, which Sherry Baldy art is really lovely. The pictures are really, really cute little pictures. Again, it's just cheap printer paper. You really need to copy them onto better paper. I mean, you don't have to, but if you're using coloured pencils and you want to use like build up layers, it's probably not going to be very good. You're not going to be able to use paint on it at all. It won't take watercolour paint, it'll just completely wrinkle up, and markers and felt will bleed through, but it's not such a problem because there's nothing on the back. So I suppose it's okay, and the pictures are nice. It's lovely artwork. I did know you get 2 of each picture, so that's probably like so that they can fill the book up easier. They give you 2 of each picture, and I've noticed some of the pictures are repeated as well, which, you know, is, I mean, I know you get 2 of each, but I'll just show you an example of what I mean. I found this a little bit like kind of cheated a little bit, to be perfectly honest with you. Like they've stuck like some pictures together just to fill up the book. Like there's this girl here with the wing, and then this girl here with the bows on the feet, and then here they are, the same pictures stuck together to make another picture. So that's actually 2 pictures, it's 2 drawings, and they're getting 6 pages out of them 2 drawings because they've stuck them together there, and they give you 2. I've cut one out, but there was 2, and then there's 2 of that one, and then there's 2 of that one. Okay, so another thing I noticed was this picture here. So there's 2 of that picture, and then further back in the book, you'd think it was the same picture at first glance. It looks like the same picture, but it is the same picture with a slight difference. There's playing cards on its head there, and in this one it's got some steampunk items on its head, and it's got that tail there, and in this picture it's got that tail there. And then there's this as well, which is again the same picture, only with just like minuscule differences. It's almost like spot the difference. So although the pictures are quite repetitive, the pictures are lovely, and I'll show you a couple I've done. This picture here I've done twice. I had to transfer it onto like better paper, so I coloured that with Copic markers, and it's on a special paper that you use for Copic markers. So there's that one, and then I did it in watercolour as well, and that's the watercolour version. I didn't film the watercolour one, but I filmed the Copic marker one, and that is on my channel, available to watch. And I also did this one here. Now I did that in coloured pencil and also some metallic paint, and I filmed that, so that's on my channel, available to watch as well. Okay, so the artwork is lovely artwork, but I'm just making you aware that if you want to buy one of these books by Sherry Baldy, My Besties, then you do get a lot of repetitive pictures. At least I did in this book. I haven't seen any other books of hers because I've only bought this one, so I can't speak about any of the books, but in this one it seems to be bulked up by A, giving you 2 of every picture, and B, repeating other pictures just with a slight change and then giving you another 2 of that picture. So that's that one. The next book I've got is Colour My Sketchbook by Bennett Klein, and these are grayscale pictures, so the shading's already there, so you can just go over. If you don't like doing shading and you just want to colour just purely because it's therapeutic, and you don't want to have to worry about doing any shading or where the shading should be, then this type of grayscale book is absolutely brilliant. I like to do shading myself because it's good art practice, and it helps me get, it's good, it helps me get better and better at doing the shading. I know people, there's some people who think that like colouring books are just like immature and childish, but I don't believe that. I can see myself completely improving with every picture that I colour in, and I think, I know you're not drawing yourself, but you're learning all about colour, which colours work best with other colours, and especially shading. When it comes to light and dark shading, it's just definitely really good practice. Yeah, so but if you don't want to do the shading, then these books are just brilliant. Like, look at that picture, it's gorgeous. It's so lovely. Really, really beautiful artwork. So this is Tanglewood by Jessica Palmer. Another absolutely beautiful colouring book. I absolutely love it. I've only actually done one picture in it, but I really love it. Some of the pages look like it's some kind of vellum rather than paper, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is vellum, but it just absolutely stunning. And some of them are printed in not just like black ink, there's white ink as well. In some of the pictures you can see if I can find one. Oh, you probably can't see on camera, but you can. It seems to have like white ink as well on the white bits, like those. There's white ink there on the beaks. So I'll show you the picture that I've done, and then I'll move on, so that's the picture that I've done, and I did that in coloured pencil, and that is a little bit of metallic paint that I put on there. I recorded that and it's available on my channel to watch in like 3 parts. So this this one I filmed as like a tutorial, so I'm explaining what I'm doing as I'm going along. But it's the first time, well, it's not the absolute first time I spoke on camera, but it's the first time I tried to do a tutorial like with speaking. So I do actually sound like a nervous wreck because I felt really embarrassed. Even though I'm in a room on my own, when you have to speak on camera, it can still be really embarrassing, even though you're just in a room on your own. But it's okay, after you've done it a couple of times you just get over it. But when I was filming this, I was just excruciatingly embarrassed speaking. But anyways, I got through it. So that's Tanglewood by Jessica Palmer, and I'm sure she's got more. I'm sure I've seen another colouring book, at least another one, but I've only got that one so far, so I think she's got more available. Okay, so the next one is Beatrix Potter colouring book. I've just got this recently. I haven't coloured in it yet, but it's got all the Harry Potter. It's got all the Beatrix Potter artwork in. And it's lovely, absolutely lovely. And it's got that's the map of the Beatrix Potter world to colour in, which that should be good fun. That'll look nice. And they don't have anything on the back, so it doesn't matter if it bleeds through if you're using markers or paint or anything. So that's that. Very similar to the Joanna Basford books with the little gold bits. So the next one is The Time Garden, another absolutely beautiful book with little gold bits on the front again, like Joanna Basford's books. As far as I'm aware, Joanna Basford was the first one to put these little gold bits on her colouring books. I'm not 100% certain of that, but I think she was. So this is a really lovely book, full of street scenes, and I really like that. I might colour that in sometime. I've seen loads of other people colouring in out of this book in the on YouTube, in YouTube videos. And I haven't got around to doing one yet, but I really want to do one. Next we've got Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. It's the original Sir John Tenniel illustrations. So the illustrations are actual original pictures from the book that came out a long time ago. I'm not sure exactly when. This is the only one I've done, and I used coloured pencils, Polychromos coloured pencils, and a little bit of metallic paint there. And this is available to watch on my channel if you want to watch me colour that in. It's not a tutorial, it's just a speed paint, so there's just music in the background and it's sped up. But the artwork is absolutely lovely. And it's great for if you don't like doing shading, or you find shading difficult, because it's got all the little hatching where the shading should be. It's like a guide for you. So you know, if you were colouring this dress in, obviously if you were colouring it in blue, you'd put the lighter bits like here, and it shows you where you would put a darker blue where there would be shadows. So it's a good guide for anybody who doesn't like doing the shading themselves. Really lovely book. So next is the Jasmine Beckett Griffith Halloween colouring book. Just got this. This is a new book. It's just new out as well, I think. And it's got all these beautiful pictures by an amazing artist. It's good thick quality paper. It doesn't have a lot of tooth, so it's not brilliant with coloured pencils, although it's like a really good quality, you know, high quality book and everything. The paper's a little bit smooth for me, I think. I've had a little bit of a struggle getting more layers of coloured pencil down. If you're just doing one layer, it's absolutely fine, but if you're trying to get multiple layers down, it's quite difficult because it's just a little bit too smooth. But this is I'll show you the one that I've done. I've done this one, and this is I think a 4-part tutorial series I made, and this is on my YouTube channel, and so I'm explaining all the colours that I'm using, and I'm, you know, telling you exactly what I'm doing as I'm going along. So yeah, that's the only one I've done out of that one. And then I've got her other book, which is her first colouring book, I think. Similar sort of pictures, but they're all absolutely beautiful. They're all different, and then each picture is these are actual paintings that she's done. She does these acrylic paintings, and she's made the colouring book she's made the colouring books from her own paintings, like she's giving you the outline to colour in. So you could actually look up her paintings online and use the same colours that she's used if you want to, if you don't want to bother with the picking the colours. So she tells you the name of the painting. So like this one is Alice and Snow White, and then there's a little write-up about each picture as well. She tells you, you know, what the picture's all about. So that's the one that I've done out of this book, Princess of Bones. I coloured it with Polychromos pencils. That is available to watch as a speed colouring on my channel as well. So the next books that I've got it's a series of 3 books. I'll just show you the first one first. What's in the Garden. Now I haven't coloured any of these, I've only just got these. The artwork is absolutely stunning in these. It's really, really lovely. And there's information on the back of each page, tells you about the flowers and whatever it is it's in the picture. It gives you a little write-up on the back. They've also got a really hard, it's like a hard cardboard board. It's as hard as wood, so that's great for if you're colouring in on your lap. That's brilliant. I'll just show you how detailed the pictures are. They're really lovely. So that's a garden themed one, What's in the Garden, and there's a What's in the Water. So that's like water themed, birds and fish, and so that's What's in the Water. And there's What's in the Woods, so this is like a woodland themed, what you would find in woodland. They're absolutely gorgeous, lovely, but like I said, I just haven't had time to do any of them yet. I'm gonna be, somebody asked me to try and do watercolour, because it's such thick paper it probably will take watercolour, so I'm gonna probably try watercolour in those as well as coloured pencil. And then I've got these books here by Hannah Carlson. I've got The Daydreams and the Summer Night. She's got another book out as well, but it hasn't been released in this country, so but I'll probably get it when it comes out. It's not coming out till next year, I don't think. And I haven't had these very long either, so I've only actually done one colouring so far, and it's that one, and I used Polychromos pencils for that, and that's available on my channel to watch. It's a multi-part tutorial, so I'm explaining what I'm doing as I'm going along. and I haven't done anything I haven't coloured anything in the Daydreams book yet, but this just give you a flick through some of the artwork in this book. Absolutely lovely. I know I keep saying, oh, it's absolutely gorgeous artwork, but I do only buy colouring books that I absolutely love the artwork in. So that's those. And then this book here is it's just for watercolour. I mean, you can use coloured pencils as well, but it's actually watercolour paper. It's good, it's like really good thick. It's not proper watercolour paper, but it'll take watercolour. And it's meant for watercolour. The artist, you know, made this book, and well, it's called the watercolouring book, the Woodland watercolouring book. I've done that page there in watercolour, and again, this is a multi-part tutorial series because I'm just explaining exactly what I do as I'm going along. Yeah, so the page does still wrinkle a little bit, but like not a lot. So each leaf you get the picture printed twice, so you can practice and then you can do the finished piece. But it's done in if you can see, it's like a really light grey. The print's really light grey, so when you put your paint on, it just disappears, so there's no black lines. But you can obviously still use coloured pencil on this as well. Coloured pencil should work really well on this, I would imagine. I haven't tried it yet, but I will at some point. But that's a really beautiful book, really beautiful. It's good, like really good quality. There's a lot of effort gone into it. And then for each picture there's all this information in the front as well. Tells you about each picture and gives you tips on how to actually paint them. So that's by a artist called Christy Rice, and she's got 3 of these books out. There's the Woodland one, there's a Flowers one, and there's a Patterns one. This was my very first colouring book that my sister bought me. And this is what got me into colouring books. That's a little bit drab, but I coloured that in with the Derwent Graphic Tint pencils, which is why, and the muted colours, so that's why it's so dull. I coloured that in with Derwent Colour Soft. Now I thought that the Derwent Colour Soft weren't like really strong in colour, but this paper is mega smooth. So it's probably, I didn't really know at the time, I didn't know anything about coloured pencils. So, and I wouldn't realise that this is only like really faint because there's just no grip on that paper. It's absolutely super smooth. So I think that's it. I don't think, I didn't colour any others. So I've done that with Fineliners and that with pencils. And then I bought the Joanna Basford book, and then that was it. That's where my addiction started. But I know there's people with a hell of a lot more books, colouring books, than I have. So that's it, that's my full colouring book collection. If there's any of these books that you'd like me to do like a flick through video, just put it in the comments below, because I don't mind doing that if anybody wants to see more of these books. But I just couldn't go right through every page of all of them in this video because it would just last forever and it would get really boring. Yeah, so just let me know if there's any you want me to do. I'll do a flick through video and show you every page. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please share my video on other social media sites, and thank you very much for watching.